Okay, we are back. Right, we're still talking about oxidation, and it is actually oxidation of alcohols in this case, which is our lesson 1. This is actually lesson 1 part 2, so it means that the other one is lesson 1 part 1. Right, so what we actually need to do is to remember that we were talking about the primary alcohol. This is actually our primary alcohol, right? And because it is a primary alcohol, what happens is that if we oxidize it, we are going to oxidize it to an aldehyde. So this is your aldehyde. Going to oxidize it to an aldehyde, right? And if you continue with this process, continue heating it, it will be oxidized further to a carboxylic acid. So yes, this is actually what will happen. So this is your primary alcohol, and remember, when we use our oxidizing agent is actually potassium bicarbonate, right? And remember that your potassium bicarbonate is actually acidified. It is acidified potassium bicarbonate, and your potassium bicarbonate, remember that it will turn from orange to green. Right, when oxidation happens. So this is very important. You are not required to actually do this. So this is it. And in a nutshell, we know that when acidify, when it is a primary alcohol, when it is a primary alcohol, when we actually form the oxidation happens in 2 stages. First of all, you form an aldehyde, right? And then the aldehyde will actually further oxidize to carboxylic acid. And the other byproduct of this, remember that what we've done here for this oxidation to happen, we have removed this, and actually one of this sort is going to happen is that it is going to be able to release oxygen, and therefore we are going to form a byproduct of water. So each time you oxidize, you actually form water. So that's the other product. So having mentioned this, we are going to talk about the next one, which is actually secondary alcohols. So if you want to oxidize alcohols, secondary alcohols, what actually happens is this. So we have to think about the secondary alcohol. Right? Remember, the secondary alcohol is like this. Two other carbons. Is actually your OH bond to a carbon that is formed to two alkyl. First group of this. So your alkyl group bonded to the carbon, which is bonded to two alkyl. So that's what we call a secondary alcohol. So what happens with this is that when it's when it is oxidized, so when it oxidizes it, so it's acidic alcohol, and obviously we need to heat, right? So if we heat it, it is going to be the ketone. And notice where the ketone is going to be. It's going to be in carbon number 2, so it's going to be where the OH is. So this, right? And obviously this is going to be, and remember that the carbon is still 4 days, right? All the time. So in this case, we have what we've done is on this side, then this, and then this happens that we are going to form now double and therefore forms a 1, 2, 4. So you must be careful on that because a lot of students make this way. And so here we actually are forming a ketone. So we need to be able to name this ketone, right? Ketone comes from the carbon which is closest to the functional function. It's this ketone, right? Good. So it comes from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so it is what happens. So it is good. Or so you turn to on. So that's now. Remember that naming is important to so this cannot be only be oxidized to the ketone, and obviously the reason it's got to do with that you can't add another hydrogen or you can't add an OH rather, so it means that you can't oxidize it further. So remember that your carboxylic group should be on the terminal carbon all the time. So that's the reason why you can't oxidize it further. So let's go to tertiary alcohol. Let's go to tertiary alcohol. So we say that the tertiary alcohol, right? Tertiary alcohol. What happens is that, remember that, is tertiary alcohol. Tertiary alcohol is not very easy to write, right? The carbon which is attached to 3 alkyl groups. So that is the tertiary alcohol. So remember that in this reaction we have already mentioned that this cannot be oxidized. So that's not going to be a reaction. So this is actually a way of distinguishing, of being able to tell the difference between the tertiary alcohol with the other alcohols, right? Remember that your primary alcohol is actually oxidized to an aldehyde, and the aldehyde can be further oxidized to a carboxylic acid, whereas the secondary alcohol can only be oxidized to a ketone. And the tertiary alcohol cannot be oxidized. And the main reason is that we don't have an H group here attached to this. So there is no way of attached to this carbon. So there is no way of further oxidizing it. And that's that. We will talk about other types of reactions a little further, and we are going to distinguish, tell the difference between, to find ways of actually telling the difference between these algorithms. But for now, I think that should be enough. See you later.